This is probably the coolest and smartest e-bike I've reviewed. It turns on with your thumbprint. It's got AI.
Top places to visit in Salt Lake City, Utah.
1. Temple Square. 2. Utah State Capitol. 3. Red Butte Garden.
There's voice-controlled turn signals.
Left turn.
It shows up on the LCD screen. It makes a turn clicking noise, and then it projects onto the floor. It's got turn-by-turn navigation.
Head east, then turn left onto Split Oak Drive.
It's got a movement alarm. Oh yeah, free bike. Hey. Take it easy, take it easy. Or you can set a perimeter fence, and if the bike is moved outside of that area, you'll get a push notification. Another cool feature are the auto headlights, and no smart bike would be complete without a Bluetooth speaker. We got tunes, baby! This is the Urtopia Carbon 1 Pro, and not only is it the smartest e-bike that I've had the chance to review, it was also designed by somebody who used to design BMW cars, which is why it looks like that, and I like that. Now, the best part about that frame is that this is almost completely carbon fiber. This weighs half as much as a normal full-size e-bike weighs. You wanna impress the ladies? Go ahead and do that. This bike on their website has over 700 reviews, and worldwide, they have over 200,000 riders. The Carbon 1 Pro comes in 3 sizes and in 3 colors, and fits a rider 5'3" up to 6'5", and can carry up to 240 pounds. They also offer a ton of accessories. You got your traditional side bags, rear racks, front basket, things like that, but the one that impressed me the most was the bags that you can mount on each side of the front fork. They're also in 150 bike shops. They give you a 14-day free trial. It's got a 2-year warranty, and they're selling this for $2,200. Now, if you guys are hoping for a fast and powerful e-bike, you're gonna be disappointed because this only has a 350-watt motor, which is good for a lightweight e-bike, which is what you have here, but not good if you wanna go fast. When I set the bike to its highest speed mode, oh, and by the way, it does that. And if you hate that, you can turn that off. And then put the gears to the highest, which is level 8. And then when you go into the app and you select the higher top speed, which is 25, when I was casually pedaling, I only hit 18 miles per hour. And then when I stepped on my cadence, I could only hit 21. And that is as fast as I could get the bike. I could not get it faster than 21 miles per hour. Now in the app, you can customize each of the 3 pedal assist levels. Each of them has a scale of 0 to 100. When I set the highest speed mode to 0, I was then only topping out at 6 miles per hour. So you got a few things you can customize in the app. Not super impressed with what you can do, but at least you can do something. Now, just because it can't go fast on its own doesn't mean that it doesn't feel good when going fast. Yesterday, I hit a hill and I was probably going 35 miles per hour plus, and the bike handled that speed very well. It's time to talk about acceleration, which is one of my favorite features about the bike, and why you're paying a little bit more money for this. Because you've got a super reactive torque sensor. As soon as you put pressure on the pedals, the bike goes. And pedaling is the only way to make the bike go, because as you can see, there's no throttle. And with a little bit of pressure in the pedals, I'm off. Oh, that is a good motor reaction time. That's what I like to see, and what I would expect for a bike that costs over $2,000. Now, let me raise the gears, get some speed, and test out how reactive it is when you're going. Got my normal cadence. If I stop pedaling, ooh, cuts off right away. If I begin, oh man, it's like less than a quarter of a revolution and that power comes on. So I like the motor reaction time, but still from 0 to 20, it's still a fairly slow acceleration. Okay, now it's time to talk about the hill test. Yesterday, when it wasn't quite so windy, I took it to the same hill I take every bike to. I'm at the bottom of the hill. I'm in speed mode 3 and in 2nd gear. And without any momentum to begin, I start to climb. And I don't think I'm gonna raise the gears because I'm already feeling a pretty good burn. Really don't have a ton of power with this bike. It just gives you enough power to take the edge off. Yeah, I haven't crossed 5 miles per hour this whole way. So this is the type of bike that makes you work as you climb. It's not a nice coasty ride up to the top. You're gonna be sweating a little bit. It's time to talk about brakes. And you've got some higher end brakes on this. These are Tektro dual piston hydraulic. You got smaller ergonomic brake levers. Right side controls the rear brake. For light braking, pretty smooth. You got a little bit of grinding. Hard and fast braking, ooh, pretty good, considering that the tires are very small. I want to take a minute and talk about the range, because what kind of range do you have on a bike that makes you put in a bunch of effort? And the answer to that is 70 miles, which I believe that. I really do. Anyways, there's a Samsung 36-volt, 9.8 amp hour battery that only takes 2.5 hours to charge. That is an excellent charge time. And I like how the battery paint matches the frame. A lot of bikes just keep it black, and the seam on that is pretty much as tight as you can go. And that battery is UL certified. And that's pretty much it for range. Next, I want to talk about the ride and feel. As far as suspension, woo, I don't know if you can hear that, but I can feel that. There is none, which I get because they're trying to make this like a road bike, and road bikes don't believe in suspension. And you have a road bike style saddle. Long, skinny, and hard. So you're gonna wanna keep this bike on the road, on a bike lane, where there's not a lot of transitions between sidewalk, road, and things like that. Now, as far as posture, it's more of an aggressive posture. The handlebars are low, but I like the spread of the handlebars, and they're back swept, which gives you more of an upright posture. If they weren't back swept, you'd be leaning over more. I also like the size and the feel of the grips. As far as riding noises, it sounds and feels pretty good. Motor is super quiet. It feels like a $2,200 bike should feel. If you do want to make the bike feel a little bit nicer and enjoy your ride more, especially when it comes to cracks like this in the trail, what I would suggest doing is letting some air out of the tires. Yesterday, I had them at 35 PSI, and today I lowered them down to 30 PSI. That 5 pounds of pressure makes a difference. Anyways, you have 27.5 by 1.6 inch wide tires, more of a gravel tire, not a lot of tread to them, and they are puncture resistant. I want to stop for a second and talk about a few things that I didn't like about the bike. And the first is the brake levers aren't connected to the tail light. And this is actually an accessory piece that you have to buy separately. It doesn't come with the bike. I also wish when the turn signals came on, something up here would also blink, because it's a little bit tricky to see it when it's projected on the ground. The dot matrix is pretty cool. You don't see that on a lot of bikes, but it's a little bit tricky to read. There's also a long delay with the turn signals. Left turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 seconds. So if you're gonna use that feature to let people know that you're turning, you're gonna wanna do that a block or two before you actually come to your turn. The good news is that it turns on until you hit the button. The grips, I like the way they feel, but they do move. This doesn't have a quick release for the seat post. You do have to have an Allen wrench to tighten it. And then the last thing that I didn't like was that there's no indicator on the screen that the headlights are on. Those are all my gripes. So now I want to just run through the bike front to back and cover the stuff that I haven't talked about yet. And the first are the fenders. They're not aluminum, but they are a thicker and nicer feeling plastic. I like the pedals. Those are lightweight. And then you got a Shimano Acer derailleur. And then I just want to talk about the frame again, because that is just super cool and unique. With carbon fiber, you don't have any welding scars. It's nice and sleek. And this is just one single piece. So I just think that looks pretty awesome. All right, guys, so if you're looking for what I call the world's smartest and lightest full-size e-bike, there you go. I actually really thought all the features that it has are pretty cool, but I'm always curious to find out what you guys think. So let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions, hit me up there as well. And as always, I appreciate you guys hopping on here and checking out my content, and I'll see you on the next one.